we're back. So, okay. I have problematic skin, but it's not severe. I don't want to come off as, mocking. But I do have problematic skin. I've got acne, I've got eczema, and I was diagnosed with vitiligo. So with acne and eczema, those are things that growing up, young, 8 years old, 9 years old, primary school, I didn't struggle with those. And then I hit high school. I didn't really have any like massive problems with it, but that's when signs started showing. It would come and go with acne and eczema. I think it was only after high school, really, after I matriculated and I went to varsity, that my skin went for a dip. I started getting major breakouts, and it was mainly on my forehead. Like, I had acne on my forehead and on my chin and around my nose, never on my cheeks. Like, my cheeks were always fine. So it was just my T-zone that was affected the most by acne. And eczema was on my chest and my neck. So I had eczema on my chest and my neck, and it was itchy, it was hurtful, it was painful when it would come around. So I went in for treatment. With eczema, it wasn't a big struggle. It was there and would come back and would go, it would come back, I'd get flare-ups, but it wasn't something that I experienced a lot. But when it would come out severely. And then with acne, I struggled with acne for some years, and I went into different types of treatments. I took Orotane. I think the other one is tetra something. I took those didn't work for me. It was just a waste of money. And there were different ointments and topical treatments that were put on, that I used to moisturize my face when I was on treatment. Some worked, some didn't work, but the best combination that worked for me was a topical treatment that was mixed. It was, yeah, I think it was a combination of two treatments that were mixed for me. I'm not sure what was in there. I would suggest that you go to a dermatologist if you have that problem, and if you do believe in medication to heal acne, they will prescribe that. And then orally, I had to take Orotane. At first I started with the 10 milligrams, and it worked for some time. And then after I stopped taking the treatment, literally 2 months later, the acne would break out again. The last cycle that I took was the topical ointment or cream that I had to put on my face with sunscreen. And then I had to orally take Orotane 20 milligrams. It was brutal. It was painful. Your skin gets dry, but you thank the Lord because your skin is so smooth, it's so clear, you're not breaking out. And I think that's the one thing that pushes people to keep taking the medication. Other than that, it is a lot, but it worked for me. I've been off of treatment now for a little over 2 years, and I've not had I actually had treatment. My last cycle of the acne treatment, I also had been given pills to deal with the eczema. So I was dealing in conjunction with the two medication to clear out the two skin problems that I had. And I've been free of them for a little over 2 years now. I'm not on any treatment, nor am I using any topical treatment. Now I just use the Eucerin Dermal Purifying Range. It is amazing. It has helped me. I've not my skin is at peace, and it's working well. And yeah, I think it's true when they say drink water. Like, I do drink water. I drank water then as well, but I think it was a hormonal balance thing. The one big thing that I think would affect, or has affected my life and would affect it in future, is that I have vitiligo. I was diagnosed when I was in grade 6. I was 10 years old. 11. I was 11 years old. 10 or 11 years old, around there. Yes, I was diagnosed with vitiligo then. It had developed on the right side of the bottom of my face and my upper neck and my shoulder. I mean, I can't tell you when it started developing or when I started seeing the changes, For me, I think it was almost like I woke up one day and I had white patches on my skin, and we didn't understand what it was. We didn't know what it was. And I remember one of my aunts used to say that I brought it onto myself, that it was, you remember back then in the days we had those lip gloss things that it was in a jar. It was a lip gloss in a jar, in a glass jar. It was clear, and then it was written in white, and then we had the different flavors, and there were balls inside or flowers. She said because I like things and I got that, I brought the vitiligo to myself. And many again, I think because it was around the same time I had to learn to love myself, it was things that I didn't really take to heart, but I remember it. And my mom took me to a dermatologist in Benoni. It was an older white male, and he gave me a topical treatment to put on. It was a white cream, and he mixed it up for me, and I took it home. I used to put that on, but I don't think it worked, because from when I was diagnosed around May, and I went on to August. It was, I think it was getting a bit worse, but it wasn't helping. And then we sought a second opinion from a female dermatologist who's amazing, and is actually the doctor I went to for my acne and eczema. And she helped me. I remember the ointment. It was Dovate ointment. I'm not sure if they still make it. I'm not sure if it's still called that, but it was Dovate ointment that I put on my skin for years. And let me tell you, I don't know if it was that, or if it was God, or if it was the universe, but my vitiligo shrinked. I literally had it on my lip, this part of my chin, and then the bottom part of my face and my upper neck, and this side of my neck. And now I literally just have spots. I have a spot here on my neck, spot on my ear, and then on my lip. You see my lip has a dark thing here. The dark mark, that is not from smoking. I do not smoke. Let me say it again for the people at the back. I do not smoke. So this is not from smoking. I had vitiligo there, and because of the treatment, I don't know what happened. Some magic happened, then melanin came back, and it came back strong. You know what I'm saying? The melanin came back stronger. That's why I have this dark mark. But you can, when you, if you've seen me, if you know me and you've met me, you will literally see the difference. I don't even hide it when I wear makeup. I don't know why. It's not something that it's always in my head, but it's there, and it's here to stay. Accepting this was, I was a child, so I think when you are a kid, it's sometimes very easy to accept things and to take in things and wear them with pride. And I think it has remained that way only because my vitiligo is not severe. It is not severe. It is a small thing. I still look at it every day. I see it every day, but it's not something that affects how I see myself or how I define my beauty. But it has taken some time for me to get to where I was. It's not something that I feel makes me stand out or makes me feel different about myself when I look at my friends, or when I look at my sisters or my cousins or whatever. It's just there, you know, and it's like a little heart mark that I have here, and it's not something that literally, I think, takes away from how I see myself as a beautiful person. But I do have fears. At this point in time, I don't think I'd want to get this part treated, because it has literally become a part of my identity. But can I just say this? For a person to get to where they are about their appearance, when their appearance is so evident and it's not something that is viewed as normal, whether it's a disorder, an illness, anything that makes you look different from the average population, just know that it really takes some time. It takes hard work. It takes self-love for a person to get to a point where they walk out the house and they do not allow that to affect them like that. Don't ever ask me if I wouldn't want it. Vitiligo is not an aesthetic. Being dark-skinned is not an aesthetic. Having albinism is not an aesthetic. It took work for a person to leave their house and to see themselves as being normal. And it's hard enough when you have people look at you and people ask you questions, and people not even asking you questions, but you can literally see that person having a conversation with you without even speaking to you. For me to walk out and feel like I do not have to pay attention to that, and then now I have to come into media and I go on Instagram and all this. It's a beautiful thing when we see people like Winnie Harlow and a lot of people that are really truly embracing who they are and what they have. It's beautiful because they've accepted themselves and they worked hard on themselves. It just sucks that it is sometimes used as an angle for publications. Like it doesn't sit well with me. If you're making money out of it, I'm proud of you, make that money, but I wish people would be a bit more sensitive about it. I don't want my vitiligo to grow. It's point blank. Don't ask me if I want it to grow. It's it's not an aesthetic. It's a disorder. It's a skin disorder. It's something that I had to work hard in being okay with, and I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, 5 years from now, it might be worse. It's gonna take time. Don't come at me with your camera thinking I'm art. I'm not art. I'm a human being. Stop it. Stop doing that. It's annoying. So I think people need to put themselves in positions of learning things and teaching themselves things, and stop trying to create art in everything. Human beings are art, but you do not see me walking around taking pictures of an average person and be like, oh, she's so beautiful for a person with 1, 2, 3. Let's not use that angle. Speaking on my personal experience, there are certain things that I've not experienced when it comes to the stereotypes that comes with being a person with vitiligo, simply because it's not severe. And like I said, I don't know what's going to happen 5 years from now. I don't know what I'm going to look like 5 years from now, but it's scary. It's a scary thing. I don't waste time thinking about it, think about how I look, or if the people around me love me, or if my partner thinks I look freakish. I really don't spend time worrying about that, but I do, and I've had a conversation with the people that are in my life, like my friends and my partner. I do ask, I have to know where you are, because should anything happen tomorrow, or we get married, or something happens and then I change, it's going to be a change for you too. So you always want to make sure that you are okay with yourself, and the people around you are okay with you, so they can support you and you can support them in the way that they need them, because it does not only affect you. It really doesn't only affect you. It affects the people around you. And I always want to keep having that conversation, but it's not a train smash. But looking at where it is today and what it could be 5 years from now, it may be different. Learn again how to love myself with it being that big, should it get to that point. So it's a continuous journey, like everything else in life. You go through seasons. There are certain things that happen, and you have to put yourself in a position of power where you love yourself, where you accept yourself. And I think it's so much easy for the people around you to love and accept you and support you when you show yourself that love. It's not always easy. It's always going to take time. It's always going to take hard work. It's always going to take, multiple efforts to put in and feed into you. But it's not always good and dandy. And I actually have a conversation with one of my friends that I think I want to attend therapy, and I want to advise people to go into therapy throughout their lives. Okay, I'm going to cut that part. So it takes hard work to love yourself. It takes time to love and accept yourself. And sometimes we do so not only for aesthetic on social media, but it's something that you need to take time apart and distinguish yourself, within your family, within your community, so you can become a huge part of a community building society. Because if there is nothing you bring to the table that screams your name, that oozes your personality and oozes your energy, and you're doing it because Bongani is doing it's really not going to work, because after some time what will be left of that thing is what you feed into it and your energy that comes with it. So when that is missing, we often will find it's not going to work. like it's not gonna work. Let me not try to explain it. It's not gonna work. So take time out to feed into yourself, teach yourself things, allow people to help you. If you need professional help, get that professional help. I think it's very good, and it's a good idea that each and every one of us attend therapy. Whether you do it once a year, whether you do it quarterly in a year, I don't know, just let it be something that is a part of your life and a part of your existence. Because I think there are a lot of things, we could have friends, we could have partners, we could have parents, but some things you just feel like even when you speak to that person does not understand to the level that you need them to understand. And maybe the problem is not with them, it's with you. So try to work at that, work at yourself every single day. Situations are not the same, disorders are not the same, personalities are not the same. I can never be like the next person. I could never do it like the next person. We could do the same thing, but the audience and how people receive it could never be the same, because I have my own energy and that person has their own energy. And you are very, 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 very important, darling. You are absolutely important. If you have 2 people writing for you, write with those people. If you have people that are against you and it feels like it's 150, let the 150 sit back and not write for you, and you run with the 2 people. And when you come up top and when you're healthy and happy, don't forget to eat with those people. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. Hope you join me again next time.